Good morning, students. Let us begin with Unit 10, Haloalkanes and Haloarenes. The replacement of hydrogen atom in an aliphatic or aromatic hydrocarbons by halogen atoms results in the formation of alkyl halide or haloalkane and aryl halide or haloarene respectively. So here we will see that if we take any alkane and if we replace the hydrogen of an alkane by halogen. So if this hydrogen is replaced by halogen, then we will get haloalkane. And in case of arene, such as benzene, if the hydrogen of an arene is replaced by halogen, then we are getting aryl halide or haloarene. So in case of haloalkane, the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So here the carbon atom with which halogen is attached is sp3, while in case of haloarene, the carbon atom with which halogen is attached is sp2 carbon atom. Many halogen containing organic compounds occur in nature and some of these are clinically useful. So they are useful in medicinal science. These classes of compounds find wide applications in industry as well as in day-to-day life. They are used as solvents for relatively non-polar compounds and as starting materials for the synthesis of wide range of organic compounds. Chlorine containing antibiotics such as chloramphenicol produced by microorganisms is very effective for the treatment of typhoid fever. Our body produces iodine containing hormone thyroxine. So iodine is a halogen. So iodine containing hormone thyroxine is required in the thyroid gland, and if iodine is not sufficient in our body, then in that case thyroxine will not be produced. So the deficiency of thyroxine causes a disease called goiter, in which enlargement of thyroid gland takes place. Synthetic halogen compounds such as chloroquine is used for the treatment of malaria. Halothane is used as an anesthetic during surgery. Certain fully fluorinated compounds are being considered as potential blood substitutes in surgery. So from this paragraph many MCQs may be formed, which may be asked in the board exam. In this unit you will study the important methods of preparation, physical and chemical properties and uses of organohalogen compounds. Classification. Haloalkanes and haloarenes may be classified into three categories. Number one is on the basis of number of halogen atoms. So here we will see that haloalkanes and haloarenes may be classified as mono, di or polyhalogen compounds depending upon whether they contain one, two or more halogen atoms in their structures. For example, if we are having C2H5X, so it contains only one halogen, so that's why it will be known as monohaloalkane. And if we talk about CH2X bond CH2X, so here we are having two halogen atoms, so it will be known as dihaloalkane. And if it is propane, and if from each carbon if one hydrogen is replaced by halogen, then we are getting trihaloalkane. Similarly, in case of aromatic compounds also, if one of the hydrogen atoms is replaced by halogen, then it is monohaloarine. And if there are two halogen atoms substituting the hydrogen, then it is called dihaloarine. And if there are three halogen atoms substituting the hydrogen, then it is called trihaloarine. Second classification is on the basis of compounds containing sp3 CX bond. So here we are having three subtypes. Number A, alkyl halides, or we say haloalkanes. Symbolically, it can be represented as Rx. In alkyl halide, the halogen atom is bonded to an alkyl group. They form a homologous series represented by Cn H2n plus 1 X. They are further classified as primary, secondary or tertiary according to the nature of carbon to which halogen is attached. If halogen is attached to a primary carbon atom means the carbon which is attached with only one alkyl group is primary carbon atom. So if halogen is attached to a primary carbon atom in alkyl halide, then the alkyl halide is called primary alkyl halide. And if halogen is attached to secondary carbon atom, that means the carbon attached to two alkyl groups, then the alkyl halide is called secondary alkyl halide. And if halogen is attached to tertiary carbon atom, that is carbon atom attached to three alkyl groups, then the alkyl halide is called tertiary alkyl halide. So in part A we have seen that in all the compounds the carbon with which halogen was attached was sp3 carbon. That means the carbon is surrounded by 4 sigma bonds. In number B also the carbon compounds will be there containing sp3 carbon atom of CX bond. So second subtype is allylic halides. These are the compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to an sp3 hybridized carbon atom adjacent to carbon-carbon double bond, and this sp3 hybridized carbon which is bonded to the carbon-carbon double bond is called allylic carbon. So the compounds of this type are called allylic halide. For example, if I am having prop 2-ene, and if I am having propene, and if the sp3 hybridized carbon gets attached to halogen, then it will be known as allylic carbon. So in that case, this compound will be known as allyl halide. Now allylic halides are also possible in case of cyclic alkenes. If I am having cyclohexene, then in that case these two carbons are double bonded carbons. So the carbon atom which is next to the double bonded carbon will be allylic carbon, and if it is attached with halogen, then again it is an example of allylic halide. You have to remember that when there are 3 carbon atoms, then we use the word allyl. But if we are having the compounds of the same type, then they are not allyl, they are allylic. Now number C is benzylic halides. Now in the previous allylic halide, we have seen that halogen is attached with sp3 carbon atom. So it is an example of compound containing sp3 CX bond. Now number C is benzylic halide. Again in this also, the carbon attached to halogen is sp3 carbon. Now these are the compounds in which halogen is bonded with sp3 carbon atom attached to an aromatic ring. Such compounds in which the carbon bonded with halogen is attached to benzene ring or aromatic ring are called benzylic halides. So here we will see that if the remaining 2 valencies of this carbon are satisfied by hydrogen, then in that case here halogen containing carbon is attached with only 1 carbon of the benzene ring. So it is a 1 degree carbon. So that means it is called primary benzylic halide. And if we replace one of the hydrogen atoms by alkyl group, then in that case now this carbon is attached with 2 neighboring carbon atoms, one of alkyl group and one of benzene ring. So it is a 2 degree carbon. So in that case it will be known as secondary benzylic halide. And if we replace the last hydrogen also by alkyl group, then now this carbon is attached with 3 neighboring carbon atoms, 2 of the alkyl groups and 1 of the benzene ring. So it is a 3 degree carbon. So this benzylic halide will be known as tertiary benzylic halide. Now let us see the third classification. So third classification is compounds containing sp2 CX bond. Okay, so here hybridization is sp2. So here we are having 2 types, A and B. A type is vinylic halide. In case of vinylic halides, the halogen atom is bonded to a sp2 hybridized carbon atom of carbon-carbon double bond. So here we will see that halogen is attached with the directly attached with the double bonded carbon. That means sp2 carbon. So examples are, if we take ethene, and if one of the hydrogen atoms of ethene is replaced by halogen, then it is called vinyl halide. So here we have to remember, okay, only when the 2 carbons are there in the double bond, then we use the word vinyl. But if we are having the compounds of the similar type, then we don't use the word vinyl, we will use the word vinylic. For example, vinylic compound may be cyclic also. In that case, which will be the vinylic carbon? So the carbon which are double bonded are vinylic carbons. So with any one of the two double bonded carbons, we can replace H with halogen, then such compound is called vinylic halide. And number B is aryl halides. So in case of aryl halide also, the halogen is attached with sp2 carbon atoms of the aromatic ring. So here we will see that if we are having benzene and if one of the hydrogen atoms is replaced by halogen, then here we can see that this carbon with which halogen is attached is sp2 carbon. So in case of aryl halides, the halogen atom is directly bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom of an aromatic ring. Now aryl halides may be substituted aryl halides also. For example, if we take haloarine and if the methyl group is substituted at para position, then again here also we can see that halogen is directly attached with the aromatic ring. So it is also an example of aryl halides. Now next is if we are having 4 carbon atoms, and if on the second carbon atom hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, then in that case what will be the common name? So here we will see that the carbon with which chlorine is attached is directly attached to two neighboring carbon atoms on either sides. So that means this carbon is 2 degree carbon. So that's why the name of this compound is, common name is secondary, and 4 carbons are there, so butyl chloride. So it is secondary butyl chloride. And IUPAC name of this compound will be, so here we have to do numbering to the carbon atoms in such a way that the carbon attached with chlorine should get less number. So we will start numbering from the right hand side. So here we will see that carbon with chlorine is second carbon, so that's why the IUPAC name will be 2-chloro, and the main compound is butane, so 2-chlorobutane. Now if you are having CH3, CH2, CH2Br. So here we will see that bromine is attached with the end carbon. So it is a linear carbon chain and bromine is at the end of the carbon chain. So we'll write normal, and 3 carbons are there. So we'll write propyl. So normal propyl bromide. So that is the common name. In case of IUPAC name, we have to give numbering to the carbon chain in such a way that the halogen containing carbon should get least number. So we'll give numbering from the right hand side. So bromine is on first carbon, so we'll write 1 bromopropane. If we are having halogen on the second carbon of propane, so suppose we are having CH3, CHCl, CH3. So here we will see that this carbon is the last carbon and this is second last carbon, and on second last carbon we are having CH3, so we have to write iso. So iso, and then 3 carbons are there, so propyl chloride. So isopropyl chloride is the common name. In case of IUPAC name, we have to select the longest carbon chain and we have to give numbering from the end carbon. So here we will see that as chlorine is on the second carbon, so you can give numbering from any of the sides, it will get second number only. So the IUPAC name of this compound will be 2-chloropropane. Now in this compound, this is the last carbon and this is second last carbon, and on second last carbon we are having CH3. So again it will be iso only. In case of common name, we have to count all the carbons. So there are total 4 carbons in the chain and branch. So it will be butyl. So isobutyl chloride. And in case of IUPAC naming, we have to select the longest carbon chain containing the carbon of chlorine. Okay? So carbon attached with chlorine should be the carbon of the chain. So we have to select the longest carbon chain, and then we will see that the carbon attached with CH3 is the second carbon. So we have to give numbering from the right hand side, so that the carbon with chlorine and carbon with CH3 both will get minimum number. And now we have to write IUPAC naming in alphabetical order. So first of all, chloro is there, C for chloro and M for methyl. So alphabetically C will come first. So chloro will come first. So it will be 1 chloro, 2 methyl, and in case of main straight chain there are 3 carbons, so we'll write propane. So in case of IUPAC name, as out of the 4 carbon atoms, the branch carbon is already written in the prefix. So in the main chain you will not count 4 carbons, now you will count only 3 carbons, so there will be propane. Now if we are having 5 carbon atoms, and if the hydrogen of any one of the 5 carbon atoms is replaced by halogen, then in that case here we will see that this is the last carbon with which halogen is attached, this is the second last carbon, and this is the third last carbon. So that means there are 3 carbons in the chain, and if there are 3 carbons in the chain, and on the second last carbon if 2 CH3 are there, one above and one below, then we will write neo. So this will be neo, and then total number of carbon atoms is 5, so we'll write pentyl. So neopentyl halide. Neopentyl halide. And in case of IUPAC naming, we have to select longest carbon chain in such a way that the halogen containing carbon should be the part of the chain. So here we will see that halogen is on first carbon, the 2 methyl groups are on second carbon. Now 2 methyl groups are there, so it is dimethyl, and another substituent is halogen. Now we have to see that we have to write the substituents in the prefix in alphabetical order. So in that case, for halogen we have to see H, and for dimethyl we have to see M. We don't have to see D. We have to remember that those prefixes which are showing the number, such as di, tri, secondary, tertiary, their first letter should never be considered for the alphabetical order. So here we have to compare H and M. So first H will come, so we will write 1 halo. Then we are having 2 methyl groups and both are on the second carbon, so we will write 2 dimethyl. And in the main chain now there are 3 carbon atoms, so we will write propane. Now if we are having 4 carbon atoms, and suppose Br is there instead of any halogen, suppose Br is there. Now here we will see that in this case, in the above case, there were 3 carbon atoms in the chain, and then on the second last carbon there are 2 CH3. Now there are only 2 carbon atoms in the chain, and on the second last there are 2 CH3. So in that case you cannot write neo. Okay, in this case you have to see that bromine is attached to the carbon which is directly attached with 3 neighboring carbon atoms. So that means this is 3 degree carbon, so we have to write tertiary, and then there are total 4 carbon atoms, so we'll write butyl bromide. tertiary butyl bromide. And in case of IUPAC naming, we have to select the longest carbon chain. Now here both the branches CH3 and Br are on second carbon, so we can start numbering from any of the ends. Now here first of all alphabetically bromo will be there, so we'll write 2-bromo 2-methyl propane. Now if you are having CH2 double bond CH single bond Cl, then this compound is nothing but it is vinyl. Okay, from ethene if you remove hydrogen, then it becomes vinyl group. So vinyl chloride is the common name, and IUPAC name will be chloro, and the main compound is ethene, so chloroethene. Now if you are having 3 carbon atoms, and if halogen is attached with the sp3 carbon, but sp3 carbon is attached with sp2 carbon, that is double bonded carbons, then this is called allyl. Okay, so from propene if you remove one H, then it is called allyl, so this is allyl bromide. So common name is allyl bromide. In case of IUPAC name, out of double bond and Br, which functional group is having more priority? So double bond, so that's why we will give numbering from the left hand side. So bromo will be written in prefix, so we will write 3-bromo, and then we are having 3 carbon atoms in the chain, so we will write prop, and double bond is between 1 and 2, so we can write 1 in, or simply we can write propene, 3-bromo propene. Now we will see that if you are having alkane, and if there are 2 halogen atoms and both the halogen atoms are attached with the same carbon of alkane, then it is called vicinal dihalide. Sorry, it is called geminal dihalide. So if we are having alkane, and if the 2 halogen atoms are attached to the same carbon of an alkane, then it is called geminal dihalide. And if you are having an alkane, and if the 2 halogen atoms are attached to neighboring carbons of the alkane, then it is called vicinal dihalide. So we will see that in case of geminal dihalide, what will be the common name? So here we will see that 2 carbons are there and 2 hydrogens are missing from the same carbon, then we have to write ethylidene. So it will be ethylidene. Now when we are writing ethylidene, it is itself understood that both the halogen atoms, that the 2 halogen atoms substituting the hydrogen. So that's why we don't require to write dibromide, simply we have to write bromide. So common name of this compound will be ethylidene bromide, and IUPAC name will be that both the bromine are on the first carbon atom, so 1,1 dibromo ethane. Now here in case of vicinal dihalide, the 2 halogen atoms are on neighboring carbon atoms. Okay, so vicinal का मतलब भी होता है neighboring. So if the 2 halogen atoms are present on neighboring carbon atom, then we have to write ethylene. Now when you are writing ethylene, then you have to write di. Okay, so ethylene dibromide is the common name, and the IUPAC name will be, so 1 bromine is on first carbon, 1 bromine is on second carbon, so we'll write 1,2 dibromo, and there is a single bond between carbons, so it is ethane, 1,2 dibromo ethane. Now let us talk about IUPAC naming of haloarine, common name and IUPAC name of haloarine. If I am having benzene and if one of the hydrogen atoms is replaced by bromine, then the common name of this compound is bromobenzene, and IUPAC name is also bromobenzene. If 2 hydrogen atoms of benzene ring are replaced by bromine, and if suppose the 2 bromine are present at meta position to each other, then it is called meta dibromobenzene. And the IUPAC name will be, so here we will see that any one of the carbon atoms attached to bromine will be given first number, and numbering should be done in such a way that both the carbons should get minimum number. So here we can see that when you are giving numbering in the clockwise direction, then both the carbons attached with bromine will get minimum number. So one bromine is on first carbon, one bromine is on third carbon, so it will be 1,3-dibromobenzene. Now if you are having 3 halogen atoms on 3 alternate carbons of benzene ring, one over here, then leave one carbon, then one over here, then leave one carbon, then one over here. So here we will see that this compound is having common name symmetric tribromobenzene. So common name of this compound is symmetric tribromobenzene. And in case of IUPAC naming, any one of the carbon atoms attached with bromine will be given number 1, and thereafter we can give numbering from any of the sides, from any of the directions. So here we will see that one bromine is on first carbon, one bromine is on third carbon, and one bromine is on fifth carbon. So in increasing order we have to write the numbers 1, 3, 5 tribromobenzene. So the IUPAC name of this compound is 1,3,5-tribromobenzene. Then if you are having Cl as well as CH3 on benzene ring, so suppose we are having chlorine and CH3 at ortho position to each other, then here we may consider chlorobenzene as the main compound and CH3 as a substituent, or you can consider toluene as the main compound and Cl as a substituent. So suppose Cl is considered as substituent, then in that case benzene with CH3 is toluene and chlorine is present at the ortho carbon. So that's why we will write orthochlorotoluene. So ortho is shown by small o. So orthochlorotoluene is the common name. Now in IUPAC name, suppose we consider carbon with chlorine as a first carbon and carbon with CH3 as a second carbon, then we will give numbering in the clockwise direction. Now chloro and methyl are there, so alphabetically we have to write down the prefixes. So we will write first 1 chloro, then 2 methyl, and the main compound is benzene. So 1 chloro, 2 methyl, benzene. Now if you are having a benzene and benzene is attached with CH2, so we say benzyl. Okay, so benzene with CH2 is called benzyl and Cl is chloride, so we will write benzyl chloride as a common name. Now in case of IUPAC name, we will see that the main compound is always a side chain. So here we will see that CH4 will be taken as a main compound, but out of 4 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen is replaced by chlorine and 1 hydrogen is replaced by benzene. Then you are getting this compound. Now here we will see that we have considered methane as a main compound and chlorine and benzene as the substituent. Now we have to remember that when benzene is a substituent, then we don't write benzene, we write phenyl. Okay, so we are having chloro and phenyl. So alphabetically we have to write down. So what will be the prefix? Chloro. Thereafter we are having phenyl, C for chloro and P for phenyl. So alphabetically we have to write, and thereafter the main compound is methane. So the IUPAC name of this compound is chlorophenyl methane. If we are having methane, and if out of the 4 hydrogen atoms, if 2 hydrogen atoms are replaced by chlorine, so we have to remember that if 1 hydrogen of methane is removed, we write methyl, and when 2 hydrogens are removed, we write methylene. So common name will be methylene, and we are having 2 chlorine. Now when we are writing methylene, it is itself understood that 2 hydrogens are replaced, so we don't have to write dichloride, we will simply write chloride. So common name is methylene chloride, and IUPAC name will be, so main compound is CH4, that is methane. So in IUPAC name you have to remember that after removal of hydrogen also the name of the compound will not change. Okay, so it will remain methane only. Only in common name, with the decrease in the number of hydrogen atoms, we have to change the common name. Like CH4 is there, we say methane. If CH3 is there, we say methyl. If CH2 is there, we write methylene. So in common name, with the removal of hydrogen, there will be a change in the name. But in IUPAC name, though number of hydrogen decreases, the name of the parent compound remains as it is. So here we will see that we are having 2 time chlorine, so we will write dichloro, and the main compound is methane only. So dichloromethane is the IUPAC name. If suppose we replace 3 hydrogens by chlorine in case of methane, okay, so if third hydrogen is also replaced by chlorine, then we are getting CHCl3. So common name of this compound is chloroform, and IUPAC name of this compound will be, so 3 chlorine are there, so trichloro, and main compound is methane, so trichloromethane. If suppose the last hydrogen is also replaced by Cl, here we have to remember that if CHCl3 is there, we write chloroform. If suppose instead of CHCl3, if it is CHBr3, then also you will have to write the same common name, only instead of chloro we will write bromo. So CHBr3 will become bromoform, and the IUPAC name will be tribromomethane. If suppose all the 4 hydrogens surrounding carbon are replaced by Cl, then we will get CCl4. So common name of this compound is, now here we will see that C is carbon, so in common name we have to write carbon, and then we are having 4 chlorine, so we will write tetrachloride. So always we have to write the name of the halogen as suffix in the common name. Okay, so common name of this compound will be carbon tetrachloride, but in IUPAC name the name of the halogen is written as prefix. So we are having 4 chlorine, so we will write tetrachloro, and the main compound is methane. Okay, because we have replaced the 4 hydrogens of methane by Cl, so that's why we have to write tetrachloromethane. Now suppose IUPAC name is given and you have to draw the structures. So first is 2-chloro-3-methyl pentane. So first of all you have to start from the root word pentane. So that means there are 5 carbon atoms with a single bond, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can give numbering from any of the sides. So suppose we are giving numbering from the left hand side, and thereafter on second carbon we are having chlorine, and on the third carbon we are having methyl. So first of all you have to draw the carbon skeleton. You have to give numbering. Either you can give numbering from left hand side or right hand side. Your answer will be correct only. Thereafter you have to introduce the substituents. So on second carbon chlorine and on third carbon CH3 is introduced, and at the end you have to complete the remaining valencies of carbon by introducing hydrogen. So here 1 bond is there, so here it will be CH3. Here 2 bonds are there, so it will be CH2. Here 3 bonds are there, so CH will be there. Here also 3 bonds are there, so CH, and here 1 bond is there, so CH3. So this is the structure. Now number 2, 1-chloro-4-ethyl cyclohexane. Cyclohexane means cyclic structure with 6 corners. Then you have to give numbering from any of the corner. Then on first carbon we are having chlorine, so 1-chloro, so we have to write 1 on chlorine on the first carbon. 4-ethyl, so on the fourth carbon we have to write CH2CH3. Now next compound is 4-tert-butyl 3-iodoheptane. Now here heptane is there, so we have to draw 7 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have to give numbering from any of the sides. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then on the fourth carbon there is a tertiary butyl. Now what is tertiary butyl? So 3 degree carbon of the butyl group should be attached with the main chain. So here you can see that in this butyl, okay, there are 4 carbon, 1 2 3 and 4, and the carbon which is attached with the main chain is directly attached to 3 neighboring carbon atoms. Okay, so that means it is 3 degree carbon. So that means on the 4th carbon we are having tertiary butyl, and on the 3rd carbon we are having iodo, that means iodine, and finally we have to write hydrogen atoms to complete the valencies of carbon. So this is our answer. Now number 4 is 1,4-dibromo-butene. Butene means there are 4 carbon atoms. So in case of but, there are 4 carbon atoms, then we have to give numbering. Now here 2-ene is there. So if 2-ene is there, that means double bond is between 2 and 3. And at the remaining places there is a single bond. Now 1,4-dibromo, that means 1 bromine is on 1st carbon and 1 bromine is on 4th carbon. So 1,4-dibromo. And finally we have to introduce hydrogen. 1 2 3 4, so H2. 1 2 3, so 4. 1 2 3, so 4. 1 2 3 4. So this is our compound. Now next is 1-bromo-4-sec-butyl 2-methyl-benzene. So main compound is benzene, so we will draw benzene. Then we will give numbering from any of the corner, 1 2 3 4. Now it is given 1-bromo, so that means on 1st carbon Br should be there. 4-sec-butyl. Now sec-butyl means that butane contains 4 carbon atoms, and the secondary carbon of butane should be attached with 4th position of benzene ring. Now when we will be having secondary carbon in case of butane, so if suppose a linear chain of butane is there, and in that if the second carbon of butane is attached with the benzene ring, now this second carbon of butane is directly attached with 2 neighboring carbons, so that means it is secondary carbon, so that becomes 4-sec-butyl. Then 2-methyl, so on second carbon we are having CH3. So this is our compound. That's all for today.